Welcome. I have so much to share. Where do we even begin? The transits right now, personally, wow. Collectively, collectively, wow. Um, I'm gonna share the screen so we can take a look at what is going on. What is going on? You know, the I have these are the sentences that have been coming up for me moving into this full moon in Aquarius. And the themes has been your experience matters. We're in the fucking stream of experience. That is what the 41st energy is about. That's where the moon is. That's where Earth is. That's where Pluto is. We're transforming our relationship to experiences right now. And if you look through the human design lens, there can be some depressive aspects to take in here. But I'm going to try to focus on just my experience with these energies right now and whatever comes up in this conversation. And I also got connection is abundance. And the theme that I've been witnessing is that one of the sentences is that every time you negotiate with yourself, you are in negotiation with a defensive pattern. It's just your mind trying to measure things rather than you coming back to the body and trusting your choices, trusting your direction. It's all the time this, whenever the mind loops, whenever you find yourself in negotiation with yourself and the complexity of this reality, you're really just negotiating with a survival pattern, an adaptation pattern. Yeah, it's a strategy of the mind to try to keep you safe from the conditioning that you are in the ocean of. And it's not just the, inherent condition patterns. It's also what is currently flowing in the neutrino stream. And this is also, again, yet a reminder of that whatever is happening in the neutrino stream is to don't stress out about it. Don't identify with it because it's so easy to think that whenever that is gone, then whenever this is past, what this energy is giving you right now, that it's so easy to give into the idea of that this is creating something that it's not. This has also been very coming to me very clearly that with ideas, all the ideas we're swirling in, they don't have substance. So it's really easy to get caught up in ideas, get caught up in fantasies instead of actually connecting to what is here right now. What is moving? What is movement? What's going on? Not up here. This is fun distraction, but what is going on here? Can we connect? There's so much to connect to. All of your cells speak all the time. So, yeah, this has been a big theme. And also coming back to, I started this year with going into the word of reverence because my EQ sphere in the Gene Key system is 11.6. So the word there is alienation and reverence. And reverence, I didn't have a connection to that word. I didn't have a relationship to that word. I've obviously been coming back and forth with it, but I haven't gone into it. So I said to myself, that's the word for this year. And guess what's been going on? I've been having so many situations showing themselves coming back to patterns that started within this time frame. So EQ sphere is 7 to 14. So there's a lot of patterns there to unpack for me, and especially making it personal, uh, being a projector aura, I've really sat with the clearing of projections. and not taking on the identity of the projections, not taking on the identity of my survival patterns, like clearing that. That's what I've been doing for 10 years now. But this going in with the intention of reverence really to, I was ready for this to show itself right now. And I can also see how it's a domino effect of me working with other patterns because it's like it's this pulse. Like healing really isn't linear. And now I'm here, and it's really cool and fascinating. And also, there's a lot of knots to unpack and to face and look at. And it's been, yeah, I've been facing a lot of grief. This year has been lot of layers of grief to release, but reverence and facing yourself in reverence is really a way of accepting your wholeness. That is really coming to me on deeper levels. And you get confident in being vulnerable because it also makes you way more sensitive. Like you're so sensitive, extremely sensitive, but you're also blocked up with survival patterns because most of us hasn't been honored for our sensitivity because we're so rooted in those survival patterns. It's so collective. So also your healing journey isn't really personal, it's really collective. It's such a big part of the human story. And something that got really clear to me also during this week, it's I hadn't actually even looked at the transits coming up. And I love when this happens and it's just like, oh yeah, of course, of course, of course. Just connect. And I'll see now if I'll share that video because I was walking by this lake and I recorded myself talking about leadership and what leadership really means and my bad and good leadership because of gate 31. This is also where the sun is right now and also Jupiter. I'm gonna share the screen so we can really look at the map while I'm speaking because what came to me was that, oh my God, leadership is reverence is leadership. That is definitely what leadership is moving forward in this world. Because all these old systems and a system wherever how it's been in the course of planning, all these different systems is going to fall apart and we're going to build a world in connection, and in connection you need to be rooted in reverence because how are you going to face yourself for who you really are if you're not rooted in reverence and connected to the sensitivity of what it's like to be a human. Boundaries has also been a big theme. I created a workshop around it. It's not, I know when you go in to look at it, it says 3 weeks, but it's really a workbook and 2 meditations. And I've been doing it myself, and it's been really helpful to, as I said, coming into the reverence of myself and clearing the projections and also coming into uh, space, like calling in space, not calling in space even, like just clearing space within the body, within the system, and having that as an everyday practice. And that will like something that, especially when you're a projector aura, you will hear when you're in the beginning of your journey with understanding how that operates. They will talk and focus about clearing out, but this is for all of us. We all need to clear out. We all need to focus on clearing out energies because you don't even understand how much you pick up on just in a moment in someone's aura. You pick up on so much data. So much data. It's enough with just like dealing with this kind of data with yourself. And then there's the neutrino field, and then there's people. And if you don't know how to clear that, you will constantly being bathed in all of that energy, and it's gonna get challenging to really connect to who you are and the aliveness of who you are. because you will always be influenced by all this gunk. It's really important to clear out. Oh, very important. And to know how you clear out. We're all very different in this. And also, I want to really highlight that to not stay stagnant in a way that has always, like, obviously stay with what's working, but then also be open in the, in that synchronistic journey of that something might come up that now is suitable for wherever you are now. And, you know, start listening to might be something. Yeah, I'm gonna share the screen. Is this it? Yeah, here we are. Yeah, so as you can see, the sun is in gate 31. This is Leo, and this is also where we have Jupiter. And what is really fascinating, I find, is that we have the moon in Aquarius in gate 41. And we also have Earth. This is also where Earth is. This is also where Pluto is. And together, the 41 and gate 30 creates this channel of recognition. And this is an emotional stream. And if you're in your not self, this is gonna feel like this. I cannot tell you what it's gonna feel like, but what might have come up is, this urge, this hunger for new experiences, and also the fuel to have those experiences. Does it mean that it's correct? This is where you once again are guided to follow your inner strategy and inner authority and not go to the mind's idea of that, what that would be. We can work with this energy if you don't identify, which is going to be really difficult not to do, especially if you're really open and especially if you're in your survival patterns and you're fixed on the mind's idea of numb and hide and yeah, loop in these stories of what the world should be and not what it actually is. It would be easy to identify with everything that will be brought up now. I'm inviting you to this was happened for me, and that is that everything that is a part of my destiny. Okay, so this might be very personal for me as well because my sun gate is gate 41, and I also have my south node in Leo and I have my north node in Aquarius. Not in these gates, but because of my sun sign being the 41 and the north node now being in the 30, it's gonna pull me into my sun energy because my root center is also undefined. So there's gonna be a lot of energy for me to move in right now. And it's helping me to stay connected because I can get really distracted whenever I face someone with gate 30 connecting to my 41 because I get this stream of recognition, right? But it's really important for me to understand if it's the right recognition or not. And this is something that I have been really focusing on clearing. And yeah, it's been fascinating. That's what I wanted to come to is that, yeah, I can feel this swirls of energies. I can feel there's a lot of movement happening within me. But what is also happening is that things are cleared that I didn't I could have never have seen those things being cleared because of the work that I've been doing to clear and open up space. I didn't see certain outcomes that now have come into the clearance and yeah, I guess it's a practice in not attach too much of what uh, the space you're giving yourself what that should look like. Uh, it's something internal and something you have to connect to. It's not something that your mind can construct an idea around, and you're trying to fit into that and try to mold yourself into that. That's not what it's about. It's about you really connecting to your body, connecting to yourself. And this is really highlighted for all of us now with this moon in Aquarius and with the North Node in Aquarius creating this channel, the 4130. Fascinating. I think it's like, wow. And to not forget Pluto. Pluto is here also. And I've personally really felt that. It's been, uh, yeah, every day. It's like, I feel like every day for me personally, where I've been is me traveling through so many timelines, and I'm like clearing things here, and then I'm back here, and then I'm like in the future somewhere. Actually, I'll tell you about that. When I was doing my training, Reiki training, I was with my teacher for some years, and what came to me during sessions was that I was really good. Like past lives would just be popping up, and I would be like, okay, and then future life, like I can really see how it's all connected. And I think that's so related to the 41st energy. Like if it just connects to, it's about connecting to one feeling and push through, but that feeling can, in my experience, be very connected to so many timelines. And when you embody the acceptance of that is reality, you get access to even more. And I'm not saying that is a good or a bad thing, because I think it's good to understand that when you open up to that sensitivity and you accept that level of sensitivity, there's a lot of um, timelines you get access to that that is really can be really painful and hard to face, and that's definitely been such a a challenge for me. That's a challenge for everyone. But yeah, I've found it really challenging to get access to that vision. And I also want to add too that as soon as you start using that vision for um, personal ego stuff, it shuts down immediately. That's not how to work with that kind of energy. And maybe these transits are showing you that right now as well. Um, if you're trying to manifest or access from, maybe you're having lessons around that, manifest and access things through the ego and what you think you should be calling in, rather than actually tapping into your system. And that's also been a theme. I saw a video yesterday where there was a lady talking about how the world is your mirror, how that is not a very helpful expression. So maybe I'll tap into a little bit about this, because I often say this, the world is your mirror, because I truly believe it is. But maybe you need more information to really understand what the mirroring means. And it really mirrors a pattern, a timeline, and a frequency. That's it. What the world is mirroring to you. It's not about judging it. It's about understanding where you are with yourself. Because you can shift like that. If you understand where you are, you can shift it in a moment, in a millisecond, and your reality will show you a completely different timeline. And I've experienced this more times than I can count. So yeah, it's truly fascinating. Also, when you really get access to good tools where you can experiment with this. Um, and it's not even an experiment. It's really like facing yourself for who you really are. For you, who you really like, who you really are is a lot of different frequencies, a lot of different timelines, a lot of different aspects of the same coin or diamond or whatever you want to say. But this is why it's so fascinating, when you meet people that has worked through and are on a similar frequency. And this is not about saying that frequency are good or bad. I also used to have like a bit of a feel icky when people said higher frequency, lower frequency. But now when I understand what it is, I don't judge it at all. Like I see what it is. And it's really like, so when you start facing people that are on that higher frequency, that's when you go, oh, well, it's so amazing because that's when you tap into so, so many dimensions together. And that's like, wow, that's mind blowing. Um, but in your everyday like interactions, if you meet a lot of people that are in the lower frequency realm that hasn't really gained the keys and the tools to face themselves to shift their reality to a higher frequency, it's really easy to get dragged down to the lower frequencies, to the defensive patterns, to that game. It's a gunky game. I say it's a dead world. That is not the future at all. It's really a game we're evolving through. But the more you get in contact with the tools, the world is in synchronicity for you because you're on that frequency. Yeah, that was a lesson in that. I don't think I need to say more. Like it's all here. And yeah, the money line is activated. This is the way of the materialist. And I mean, you obviously gonna need to look at like your chart and what is activating for you. But for us, collectively looking at this, I'll have another thing to say about the collective energy and also the voice. Okay, this is about the 31. I'll come back to this, collective energy. So, I've been in the human design system for 9 years, almost 10 years, and it has taken me so long. Obviously, it's gonna take my whole life to get through my whole life, but it has taken me so long to move through some really deep conditioning layers that it's been challenging to trust my own voice. And then the other day, I had this huge realization that was so needed for me to come to another level of not taking things personal. And that is that I have to understand my only channel. I have two channels. I have the channel of awareness 6124, but my inner authority, I'm a self-projecting projector, is the 31-7, the channel of the alpha. So this is my voice. But what is it? It's a collective energy. It's a collective logic energy. And that's when it hit me the other day. Oh my God, all this time I've had a story about that my inner authority is personal, but it isn't. My inner authority, none of our inner authority is personal, but mine definitely isn't. And that's why it's so important that I use it and that I can also use it like this and not make it personal. I think it was another layer for me to really shed that shame that is connected to sharing my voice. And that shame isn't mine, it's collective, it's ancestral. Shed that shit. I just had a new level of that coming in, which I just find is gonna take me on my direction on a whole new level. Because I understood it's I think one of the most magical things with the human design system and the gene key system is the lesson of that nothing is personal, and you get better at not taking things personal. Because if you really start working with the system, what they are challenging you with is to actually look at yourself and who you are in the whole. So there comes a moment where you need to accept that you're part of the whole, not just with your mind, but with your actual body and reality. Because if you just stay in the mind, this this system does nothing for you. It's just fun information. And but once you really start daring to see the system in the world, um, yeah, wow, it's like it's mind blowing and it's challenging for the ego because then you're gonna have to face the not self patterns. You're gonna have to face your survival patterns and start actually trusting the whole, which is trusting yourself. Yeah, that's some deep shit. And it's so fascinating once you really tap into that. And I had a new level of tapping into that. I was like, okay, relaxing into the trust. And yeah, I can honestly say that I'm proud of myself because feeling love for yourself is there's a lot of grief. There's a lot of grief to allow to flow through you. There's a lot of other emotions also. But I think as humanity, we're not very good at uh, trusting to face the emotions that show up and just really embrace it and allow that to be whatever that is. And yeah. So yeah, that was my talk about the collective energy and reverence as leadership. And what else? I was gonna say with these, what this is showing up in the collective. So the nodes is the street. When we look at it from a human design perspective, it's the street that we're walking on collectively now. So we're letting go of the Leo ego. It's me, myself, and I, and tapping into I'm part of the whole fucking stream of being a human. Um, yeah, I invite you to go and read the Line Companion. I'm not going to do it now. I invite you to do that because it will give you something to contemplate, and maybe you have these energies and this might be a reminder to face them because you facing your energies, you're facing your patterns affects the whole, affects the collective. So the channel of recognition, I mean, this is like, I haven't said this in this video, but this is the stream of the human way. So there's a desire, but before the desire, there's a longing for something. There's a hunger for something. And then it meets a desire. And then there's inexperience of that desire and the longing of that desire in a 36. This is the whole human stream here. 41, 30, 36, 35. And then come to the 35. This is Pisces, this is Gemini. And we've had the experience. Throat center manifests. The experience was happened. So you want to look at it. If you have the 36 and 35, you have the whole stream here right now. You have a lot of energy to work with. And this is manifesting channel, the 2145. Yeah. Um, in the shadows, these energies can be really constrictive and controlling. But in the high frequency, they can really contribute to the tribe. And now facing the collective in that. The material way is being mutated in how we want to face each other collectively, materialistically, collectively. Tribal, collective, not good friends, but we are. Yeah, tell me what I want to see. I want to hear about what you see in the collective, connected to how the tribe and the collective meet, because there's going to be uprooting in how we use the material world in benefit to the collective. Is it me, myself, and I, or is it is it in benefit for the whole? These are the shadow aspects. But I really invite you to go inwards, talk to your body, talk to your body. Your body talks to you all the time. It's more about if you can listen, go in and listen. Maybe your dreams will speak to you now as well. I think that was it. Happy full moon. Like, wow, this is, yeah, I can really feel the shift happening now. I can really feel like nothing will ever be the same again. Like, it never will. Um, really beautiful energies to work with at the moment. And yeah, let me know what's come up for you. Thank you for listening. And again, um, uh, a wishful, dreamy, happy. I don't want to say happy, the 41st is all the emotions. I'll add to this. When I was walking and I had this new insight about my voice and that being collective, I had this realization that I had new emotions towards certain thoughts that was popping up in me. And I was like, that is weird. Like, this is not mine. Like, I have never had those feelings towards these thoughts before. And it was at that moment I realized, like, again, I've realized this so many times, but like there's a new level, how it's collective. It's not mine. But because I'm experiencing it, I can also have the experience of it. Experience, I can choose, I can have the experience of that and then communicate that. And then I'm in service for the collective. I'm also in service for the healing, or just a human way. Uh, and, finding the recognition in that feeling and have the experience of it. And the more I focus in and hone in on one feeling, that's the 41, I will have the experiencing of that, or have the experience of that. And then once that's finished, there's a new feeling, and I'm going to follow that. That's how the 41st energy works. And I'm the gate of fantasy, and I'm a 4-1, so I'm very fixed. I'm very fixed. And I don't know if people will call me stubborn. I don't think so. Yeah, they probably would. But like it's not personal, that I cannot change the direction that I'm going in. Neither can you. But like, I'm super fixed. And the more unpersonal I make it, the more fixed I actually get, which is funny, which I can see myself experience. But I also know that it's not, like, I can see that now so clearly, how it's not personal, it's collective, and it's for the collective. It's not for me personally. Yeah, I've said this many times now, I think, in many different ways. I don't know. I'll probably continue talking about this because this has been like a big, I feel like this is opening up something It's clearing the path in a way, moving forward. So have whatever full moon you need.